Now this is podcasting. I'm your host, Macsrebo.
And I am your mother,
Jennifer, aka Macsrebo's mom. Now in this video, we're gonna do the
breakdown of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
I love this movie. This is my favorite movie of all Star Wars so far.
Bruh. Of all, holy moly. He went rolling around after hearing that.
Fainted.
I think he was excited and fainted.
I feel like because they brought a lot of characters from my favorite animated shows from the Clone Wars and Rebels, and I really wanted to see these characters in live action. And
I think it's probably so meaningful to you because the last time you saw Star Wars for the first time in the theater, you were only around 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So, and that was to see the last of the trilogies there.
Yes.
And then we saw Revenge of the Sith in theaters, but you had seen it so many
that
times.
doesn't consider a movie in
The first time, right?
Yeah, it was an anniversary movie. So,
right. So what speaks to you? This one?
Well, just seeing the characters Zeb in live action.
So that
I think they really did a nice job making him look.
It was a cross with the CGI, and it didn't feel, again, cheesy. It was nicely done.
Yeah, they really
animated.
Really made the details from the animation into.
Well, we had seen him first in The Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
We got a little sneak peek as to what he would look like in live action, so it made your Rebels heart happy.
And now he's teamed up with Mando, so happy with that.
Right.
And also this little guy.
Oh my goodness! So your Clone Wars fans, the callbacks with Rotta, or AKA Stinky, he was adorable.
He is.
For those who
he has
may
abs.
not have known, one of your favorite characters was involved with rescuing Ahsoka back in the Clone Wars. But what's great about this film, you didn't need to actually know that piece. Right? You didn't need to come into the movie. They
already told you that he was Jabba the Hutt's son.
So for the original trilogy fans, that was a callback, like that connection with the Hutts. So it really touched upon different fans, but it wasn't overly done. So you didn't need to come into this movie with any background as a Star Wars fan.
It could be like your first ever Star Wars movie, and you already get this sense of what happened in the past.
That's right. You don't need to see any of the original Star Wars episodes 1 through 9. You didn't need to watch any Disney Plus series. So if you've never even known the adventures of Mandalorian and Grogu on Disney Plus, this was just basically an experience, like a side quest for them. Right?
Yeah.
So families, who's this movie for?
Really, families and with young kids.
Can be an introduction into the fandom.
Yeah, because this is a great movie to show that a kid is going on these adventures with their parent. And really to make new friends. And really, it's just an adventure for these family, the Star Wars.
So that's their dynamic, right? If you're not familiar, Mandalorian, Mando Din Djarin is the parent, right, in the relationship.
He adopts Grogu, or Baby Yoda, which I'm mad at my classmates for always saying Baby Yoda.
I know.
We don't know if he's Yoda's son.
No, he's Yoda's species, but we don't know.
But yeah, and they don't even know Star Wars, so how can they know who Yoda is?
Well, again, for those who aren't into the fandom, sometimes they just know of particular characters because the original Star Wars transcends time. You know,
and you could see
Vader,
photos like Vader.
Yoda.
You could see
Yoda. They've seen, so they don't actually have to watch.
They know these iconic characters. You know, like a green person with pointy ears coming from their sides is Yoda. And so they call him Baby Yoda if they think he's cute because he's an iconic character now. Because you see him all over merch, Funko Pops, and really
Legos,
a lot of things. Legos, a lot of things. And you can see
Burger King is now, it's
having a collab.
There's definite
a lot of companies are trying to push this, and I love that because Burger King, that's a big fast food place that a lot of young kids go to.
So that's a great aspect.
I feel like they're trying to get like companies that kids love to eat or love to like play with
cookie
to introduce it.
To introduce
cookies,
it.
No the wafers. Right? I eat the whole bag every single day.
When I was younger, you just had characters appearing on cereal box, right? And that was on a Saturday morning cartoons, and you'd have a little toy in it, right? Yeah. So now you have all these different types of merchandise, even Bath and Body Works. They're really pushing, like you see Mando and Grogu everywhere, which is awesome.
I think they're trying to push it because it's now a Star Wars movie that's finally in the theaters. And
7 years. It's been 7 years since.
Yeah, so they
Star
really
Wars
tried
fans,
to push it to get
right.
Because you weren't there, but I was there with my dad, and we were waiting to see like the few minutes of the Mandalorian Grogu movie, the preview, and I saw no.
Well, I think it was it was a weird day. It was a Monday.
Yeah.
So if it's a school night, you're not typically going out to a theater to see that. So we did see though quite a few young children with their Grogus or plush Mandos in hand going into the theater. So that was something I know that made your Star Wars heart happy.
And they were younger than me, so they can probably pass on the Star Wars love.
Like the fandom.
And the fandom. Because all we have are like adults that love the originals, and we need more kids.
So getting back into the movie here, the Clone Wars callbacks, again, you don't need to have any background. In fact, I think Dad said he really didn't remember Embo appearing on the big screen. What I loved about him and his bounty hunter sidekick, his dog there. Actually, it's a different one, right?
It's a different one because in the Clone Wars, there's a different name.
Oh, okay.
They're the same
species
of dog, but he calls them different names.
But you know what I thought of when he was flying in his ship? It just reminded me of his hat. It looked
like his head, because like the little eyes.
Oh, yeah, the lights are his eyes.
Yeah, and then the big
But I just couldn't help to see the resemblance there. The ATRTs, the Staps in live action, again, these are callbacks to whether it be the action figure toys back in the day, or seeing again an animation or live action. It's just awesome to see that these are used in the battles and making you feel bigger in the theater. It's just again a great way to see that
it pays tribute to the originals and all the other Star Wars.
Yeah, what was the original? So besides the Hutts, what was something else that was triggered connection to the original films? Something that we have.
We do. We have two versions of it.
Oh, we do. Yes, and that is the Dejaric.
Yes, I had a blank for a second.
The Dejaric. What is Dejaric there?
It's like a little video game that they played in the Millennium Falcon, you can like say like this character to this spot. It's basically like chess.
It was in the Millennium Falcon, right? There was like a interactive chess with these creatures, and those creatures were actually brought to life in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
They're like a little hologram.
But now they're not holograms. They were actual creatures in the flesh.
And
so that's like it's always like these little subtle tributes that
to the originals.
To the originals.
To really like say like, oh, like the original fans. Like, look at this.
This is for you.
We want you to give the young generation into the originals in the fandom.
It makes me think of the theme. We mentioned that this movie, you didn't have to see anything previously. It was basically a quest between Mando and Grogu, and it was now an opportunity though for you to see a little bit of, it wasn't an earth-shattering character development, but you made a special connection to that. You were saying that for Grogu, what was, like, you saw an advancement in him. What stood out?
Taking care of the young, because he is like 50 years old, actually.
So you mean Well, it was the old taking care of the young and the young taking care of the old. So if the relationship of Grogu, he's technically, older. We're not going to talk about, but he's technically what in their relationship?
The child.
He's actually even called the child, right? Mm-hmm. That's one of his nicknames. The foundling, the child. So, but he took a step forward in this particular.
And
well, so what did he have to do?
He had to take care of Mando.
Right.
And Jon.
So, and he was left, you said, which was very interesting.
He was left alone. He had to take care of him, give him some water, feed him food, and take care of him.
And it wasn't just a typical saving moment where it's like, okay, he's going to use the Force.
He didn't use the Force. Well, he did Force heal.
But I'm saying he didn't just use that and be like, oh, everything's good. Let's go on our merry way. That was very powerful because there really wasn't any dialogue in a certain section of scenes, but yet it made you emotionally connect. Right?
And you felt sad.
You felt because you felt like sad for emotional. Why?
Because you see Grogu grow up, and now he's older, and he's taking care of his dad, and he's helping him.
The responsibility, right?
Yeah.
He had a responsibility to help him, and to see that now that reverse, that flip in the relationship. It's very touching, but Grogu, for me, he always steals the show with his little cuteness,
eating
his
food.
Antics, right? He's always trying to eat snacks. He just has a charm about him, and you can't help. I know that is one thing that when The Mandalorian was first introduced and you saw this little character with his big eyes staring back at you, and he just has a way of stealing people's hearts. And I know that we heard the chuckles and cheers when he was taking center stage, and then you could just feel that emotion within the theater.
And he's funny when he walks. He's like a little penguin.
His little
waddling around.
That's what brings into this the original type of technology, the puppetry, right?
Yeah.
When you think of how they first introduced certain characters, it was
puppets.
It's not a CGI version of Grogu, and there's somebody actually controlling him.
I saw this video where they're the originals. They had a puppet of Yoda, and then when it was the Anakin and Obi-Wan when they were younger,
prequels, right?
It was CGI as the young Yoda. Maybe because he uses the Force and jumps around a lot, and
they needed him to be. So it was a different shift, right? So that's something that's
and I feel
noticeable.
They also try to.
So this takes both.
Yeah.
The CGI, we have the volume still being used, but the worlds still felt like you were on I guess. There. Yeah. So I think they did a combination of being on set to film and also having that volume with those special effects. So a little bit of a combination. So paying tribute to the original style of filmmaking.
I also love the Anzellans.
And their interaction with Grogu.
No, squeezy.
Right.
What a horrible baby.
Right. This it had that humor. And that's something that too.
They make the movie funny because sometimes you can't really hear their voice, their voice.
But you hear a little.
But you hear a little oh, what a horrible baby.
Right. And it's that's. It takes away from that seriousness, okay? Because again, you're going into an action-packed film, and then it's that lightheartedness that really makes it then family friendly. Yes, there's the blaster shooting and everything, but it's also not very graphic. That's one thing that I know.
A lot of the movies
even showing appealing. It's not like it's going to be a massacre or this mess that you're going to see. It's always tastefully done.
A lot of movies are for Star Wars is PG, but for Revenge of the Sith it's PG-13 because he gets burned up and gets cut in half.
It was kind of graphic there, and he did, it's about Order 66, and those poor younglings met their end. So it's takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah,
but right. So that's something that but Grogu definitely steals your heart. He keeps the movie fun and emotional, exciting from beginning to end. But you said this is a great way for
kids and families.
Or you don't have to be a kid. Anyone can get now into Star Wars if they've never, really experienced it, or they're not sure what to expect. I mean, the difference here is that you're not really having the Jedi versus Sith, which was a common theme with the originals here, but you still have a bit of the Force being used because, again, Grogu's background.
It still has stormtroopers in the Empire in it.
Right.
Because they're trying to rebuild after the fights.
So this, if for the timeline here, this is after the Empire has fallen.
And there's the New Republic.
The New Republic is in but the New Republic is seeing this, that there's remnants. There's the Empire or people who are the fanatics trying to bring this back. And they need to put out these little fires here and make sure that they don't, return to power.
Yeah.
So that
like
good
in the
versus
Ahsoka
evil.
series too, how Thrawn is coming back.
Right.
So
I know that you were hoping, this was interesting because it had, sprinkled in a few characters like Rotta, Stinky.
And I love the music too.
Oh gosh, you were.
I listened to it 24/7.
Going to and from the theater for the second time, Mackenzie was rocking out to Rotta's theme. Shakiri too. Shikari. I was going to say Shakira. Shakira. Shikari. Shaking those hips. Those hips don't lie. You really enjoyed it. It was like that techno theme that they brought in.
Like steampunk.
It was like techno type of music that they brought. They weaved in with the original songs, right? So from the Disney Plus series, but they brought it to a different level with the movie. Now, it's not something that if you don't see, it's a very interesting way that they approach this. And I'm thinking that it was just a great way to introduce people to Star Wars. And that was their goal. And it will delight you if you are a fan, right?
Mm-hmm. This is the way.
It will, it will connect with those who have seen, whether it be originals or if you've seen animation. It has those little sprinkled in here.
Yeah.
But it's not overly saturated that you're going to feel lost. So I think that this approach was
it was good tie-ins
to it. I think that their approach is to just say, I know that you shot a video right after seeing this movie for the first time. And you were like, what do you want to see? What's your mission, Mackenzie?
To see more kids watch it.
Right.
And really to see more people in the movie theaters to get it sold out and really just get the excitement.
You want to see Star Wars back at its peak. I mean, I know when we were younger and the toy shelves were filled, I know that you have that excitement that people now are seeing it because it's all over. You can't help but not know who Mando and Grogu are because, like you mentioned, it's pretty much everywhere that you turn, whether it be a commercial for fast food, like Burger King, or you're grabbing your Nilla wafers. It's something that, it's all around you now.
Yeah.
And now when you actually go into, say, like Walmart or Target, you're seeing displays.
And also, when we were watching, in the IMAX, they had the Walmart trailer that had, the Nilla nummies and my Grogu sweatshirt.
And you're like, that's mine.
And I'm like, I'm wearing that right now.
Right. So it's a great time to be a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
And I really hope that
it's the new rebirth of Star Wars.
I like that.
Because they're getting more movies. I want more movies in the theaters, not just series. Series are good, but just make them put them all together and make more movies like that.
And that was the thing. So this is what was great about this is because we're like, oh, did it really need to be in theaters? Well, I really enjoyed seeing it on the big screen, having that surround sound, being surrounded by other fans and hearing their cheers and clapping.
Yeah.
Right? You clapped at the end, and there were others who were excited about this.
Because there's more people, not just like family. The people that you know.
Your family and watching it. Right.
And you also have a better experience than just like a television.
Right. And the pacing was great. Like when you're in a series, it's going to have those filler episodes, right? You have those, it's not just all action, right? Because they're not going to do 8 or 10 episodes or something just nonstop. So this really had a nice pacing. I never felt like I was like, oh, why is this going on? Like I didn't really want it to end. I truly enjoyed it. There was what I found interesting is that there was no crawl bite. In the beginning of any Star Wars film, they would have like the episode and then there would be the crawl, scrolling, crawling, whatever they call the introduction there. It was just I guess, stagnant, stationary, where they gave the background information about what is going on.
Like what happened.
Yeah, what's happening right now so that they can get the background. And then it goes, boom, we're right in the middle of the action. And like I said, it just really, it leaves you wanting more to see because who, is saying that they're going to join the New Republic now?
Stinky.
So Stinky. Wow. So who would have thought that we would see this little guy?
Well, I think because he remembered them saving the Jedi, the good guy saving him from like the Empire. So he kind of wants to, work against like all the Hutts and all this, all like the bad guys and everything.
I know that there was some controversy. And I liked your take on it. They were saying how he's voiced and like having like this like Brooklyn style accent. Like he spoke instead of in Huttese.
Yeah.
He spoke in English. So what was your take on this?
I really don't like the twins because they're not really...
The twins doing what?
Speaking English.
So you like when they're just speaking in Huttese?
Yeah, because you see them, they're old and they speak in their normal language. But... Rotta has been taken when he was young, and then he's always been like with people who spoke English, and so he got probably used to that, and then he was starting fighting against people, and he had to learn to speak their language.
Right, he adapted that, and he then, like you said, you're always around adults, so you sort of morph into that.
Yeah.
And if he's surrounded by it, it felt natural. In fact, I didn't mind. I didn't need to then read the subtitles and his interaction. I thought his interaction with Grogu was adorable. It was something I didn't know I needed.
I feel like since they're both like creatures who both live until like a long or old age, like they're still a little fun together.
Now you said that again, like we like to have little conversations together. You were talking about these particular characters. You said that there seemed to be a connection between them.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about
Grogu, and Rotta both encountered Ahsoka Tano. And also Zeb too.
Right, but what was their connection? You said that Rotta, he was trying to move past the shadow of
his father
Jabba, right? And so you're seeing him try to forge his own path.
Yeah.
And then what was that with Grogu?
And he then I forgot.
Well, you were talking about Grogu, and who do you think who do you think maybe his possible was a
possible
theory?
Father could be Yoda, because they do look alike. They look like they're the same species, so they could be.
So you think that he could be doing what?
He could be a Jedi and master, or.
Well, is he really embracing the Jedi?
No,
he's not. So it's just he's himself.
Yeah.
So like again, not living in the shadow
of the Jedi.
He's
being himself.
Din Grogu, right? And he's now...
He's a Mandalorian.
Right, so he has...
This is the way.
Right? And this is for him. So it's sort of that storytelling. It goes a little beyond, like, is it? I know that you mentioned in one of the scenes when Grogu has what?
His lightsaber?
No. Grogu has a lightsaber in this movie? Where was that? Am I imagining something? You said, no, what was Grogu holding in the movie? That you said made you think of Yoda.
Oh, the little stick.
Right?
Yeah, so like a little cane.
Walking stick. Yeah. So you said it reminded you of a scene from Dagobah. That like Yoda.
Mm-hmm. Like, and he also was building a little hut that kind of looked like the hut from Dagobah.
Oh.
Because it was made out of like that dirt, sand, by like the swamp. And he lived in there. And then they had a little big guy, Luke. So the big guy was Mando.
Interesting.
And so they had like little lights shining out of it.
Okay.
And they also had like little like leaves. So that kind of like was like the tree in there. Oh. And like, yeah.
So again, another like callback to the originals. I don't know if there is any deep connection like you said, but you just are thinking of that. It made me, you talked about in another episode of our podcast talking about the experience, and you brought up E.T., and it was just making me think of when Grogu's going through the Nalhutta, a forest. It made me think of E.T., right? Being in the forest there and trying to hide though from others, and but that was a little interesting. But it's great to see, as we said, Star Wars back in theaters. Mackenzie's goal is to get more fans.
Yeah, fans into the movie theaters and watching more Star Wars.
So Mackenzie wants more friends to connect with and
more kids. Because I feel like I'm the only kid that likes Star Wars.
In your school, I know you do, and that's what's the great thing about you being involved in the Galactic Academy, because you're meeting others, that you are not alone. But what I really commend you is that it doesn't stop you. You're always true to yourself, and I think, speaking like the characters of Rotta and Grogu, that you follow your own path. That this is something that you're passionate about. But I love that you want to have that passion spill over to others.
Yeah.
So that's great. I heard also that, speaking of children and children being involved in Star Wars, one of the series that was
Skeleton Crew. They had kids.
Right. And their adventures in this galaxy. I think, I'm not sure, but I've seen some rumors that perhaps there is a season 2 on the way. I know that you'd like to see.
Because I want more kids into Star Wars. I want more kids.
That was like a Goonies inspired show. So
like the treasure, like the pirates.
Right. The pirates. So it's space.
I like the pirate theme. Because we need to see more pirates.
Right. If you would think of Mando, it's like that space western.
Yeah. You could see that like swagger, that
cowboy swagger of Brendan Wayne, right? Yeah, yeah.
Howdy, man.
You're gonna have to show Brendan Wayne in that one when you see him again. Be like, how does she do?
That has to be like a little
swagger,
little wheel. Howdy, man.
Like, right, and like that's what's so amazing to think about. The acting that you have, you don't see your face, so that your body language, it really has to convey.
Depend on your mood,
and it has to show like this confidence. I mean, the way you can capture that, it speaks volumes.
I feel like Boba and Mando give that Western, because Boba in the originals, he had like a little clack when he was moving, like. And there was like the actual little cowboy things.
Spurs?
The spurs.
Type of...
And that was the noise that was making when he was walking.
Oh. So yeah, they have that space western connection there. Mando.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a hopeful thing. I know that to see, and what's also another fun thing about having Star Wars in the movies, the merchandise just at the movie theaters, right? I mean,
they're delicious.
Popcorn. Well, you have
the popcorn's so nice and salty, buttery, delicious. But popcorn buckets.
But popcorn buckets. I mean,
like the Mando bus with Grogu on his shoulder that lights up and gives a Mandalorian Grogu
it projects.
Symbol. And then the little.
Well, wait, go back into that. So the Mando and Grogu, it was the Clan of Two bust that was exclusive to Regal, and it played the theme song.
When
he pushed the button and the light. So it was so cool because in the movie, he actually like turns on the light and is like using, and it's like, it's like, I have that in my popcorn bucket, right? And Grogu's on his little shoulder there, adorable. No. And, but it's, and, you know, just getting back to, you know, talking about families, like, because if it's something that I know, like Dad is so into an action style film, but like it also has that heart to it and that relationship. And again, deeper emotional tugs when you have your characters such as the Grogu and the Anzellans. So you have the AT-AT popcorn bucket that also.
Yes, I feel like AT-ATs are puppies.
Yeah, it's like your little puppy.
Yeah,
like you can walk it on a leash or something.
Yeah. And then I can hold it.
I know that you put something together, like you were having
barks.
It on your lap.
And he little barks.
That'd be like your companion AT-AT.
Yes, I could do it like a little Darth Mufasa.
And that was a callback to the Empire Strikes Back, right? Having the AT-ATs back on the big screen. And
I feel like they also were dinosaurs because when Mando destroyed one of the AT-ATs, they fell on the side. Like,
you know, I was seeing something about how Ralph McQuarrie's original concept art of the AT-ATs and how it also inspired and influenced some of the scenes within this movie. So again, just how it can subtly be woven into you know, the original concept art and have that into the present day is just always so fascinating.
Yeah.
They have so much different merchandise. You can get Mando's helmet as a popcorn bucket, his helmet as a drink cup. Then they have the popcorn tins. You have the little toppers. I think there were like 5 different. Which one did you want?
I wanted him with the snacks and a drink cup.
And Mackenzie made sure.
I love eating and I love drinking.
Grogu is like Mackenzie's Star Wars spirit creature. Yes, because she's
my spirit character. He loves to eat. I love to eat. He likes to use the Force. I like to use the Force, and he also likes to dress up as a Mandalorian. Me too.
Sounds like
yeah,
definitely.
I also love
connection.
I love creatures with big ears.
You do.
If they're like a stuffy, I just like.
If you haven't seen that. When Mackenzie put together her collection, she needed, you know, started with one and then got a friend and you had a third and why not the whole collect? That was just a little bit.
I
mean, those are some of the plushes, but Mackenzie, yes, you do have an affinity to characters.
Imagine this room. 10 times more.
That's how much stuff we have. Collections of Grogu. Yeah. Yes. So he is one of your main creature characters that you love. And I have he's on
here and here.
My necklace here.
Your shirt.
Yeah, your bracelet. I confiscated that.
I feel like we need more sneaky in Star Wars.
More stinky in Star Wars. I love it.
Well, I do have.
I mean, he was just so cute.
He's cute as a baby. I want more baby in Star Wars.
But now, now he has abs.
Yeah.
Now he's
buff.
Like
Abby from the Soldier Boys.
Oh my
god. And so I have this little guy, and then I have him as a backpack and a skin for Fortnite.
Oh yeah, and he was also. You have original Clone Wars 3.75 inch of Ahsoka, and he's in the backpack with her.
Yeah.
Because
I have a lot of stinkies.
Was that in the original Clone Wars movie? It was the movie, right?
I think so. And I want a plushie of him.
Oh.
And you can actually get like a little backpack like Ahsoka has, and you can put him in there if you're going to a park. But I really want a stuffy of him.
So our final verdict, this movie, it feels like classic Star Wars.
Yes.
It's mixed in with the heart, the action, creatures. You got droids. What
Creatures,
else?
droids galore.
Yep.
And action.
Family
and
fun. Family fun. That family theme.
And everything Star Wars, of course.
Right? So if you're a lifelong fan or you're just starting your journey into the galaxy,
the Mandalorian Grogu movie.
It's a fantastic place.
Is the way.
Is the way.
This is the way to get into. Yes, that's better. Do it again.
This is the way.
To get into Star Wars.
So.
Oh, this is Macsrebo signing off from Galaxy Far, Far Away.